What up, Bull Sharks? It's your boy, the Crack Pack Daddy.
And your boy, Chef Rich, a.k.a. the Big Bambino.
Coming to you live from Asbury Park, New Jersey, Boss Country. Man, you really switch those nicknames on me every time.
Dude, no one ever calls me the same thing twice.
Bonus video, not a normal box break, but I am putting together my first ever PSA submission. It's close to 100 cards. It would have been over 100 cards, but Chef Rich came down here. We both started recollecting around the same time. He's put a lot of time and effort to learning how to properly get a card graded. He just got his first big batch back and did over 50% on 10s. And he came down to help me with this himself. So we got him into 4 piles here. We got some definites. We got some ones we ruled out and some ones I ruled out just because I like the cards probably more than they're actually going to sell. But why don't we take a look at what we're thinking about getting graded, and then please let us know in the comments what you think, especially if you think we're grading something that might not sell, as I mess up my hair completely here. Are we out of our minds? Because we are at the base of what we do here, despite having over 300 followers on YouTube, idiots and amateurs. So we're trying to learn this hustle everywhere we go. But check us out. Let us know what we think here. Is this good? Let me start with the ones we decided, and I decided before Rich even got here not to grade. These ones being the base emergent. I'm a sucker for these cards. But people were telling me, a couple friends in Discords, not to get base rookie cards graded right now unless they're...
The insert specifically?
Yeah, the base inserts graded right now unless they're a monster player. I like this LeBron card, but it was just the base, so I ruled it out.
It's fair.
I love I'm a sucker for this year's emergence, just to be completely honest. I love them. This Green Harden was just a card I thought was beautiful, but I don't think it's going to sell because it's Harden on Philly.
I do think people hate Harden.
I think they hate him. This John Morant is just a personal favorite of mine, but probably not going to sell. I had like 6 Jalen Browns here originally. We whittled it down to about 3, I think, in the definite pile. Just because he's so hot right now. This Jaime's beautiful, but it's the base. This Amen's beautiful, but it's just the base. This Desmond Main is a really sick card, but it's the base. And this Joker was not only just fun, but also we noticed a little bit dinged up, so we pulled them out. Now we're going to talk about, if you want to talk about the ones we're not going to grade.
Oh, yeah. Let me slide these over here. I'm going to talk about a few things. I'm also going to talk about some learning. So this is now my
educational. This is an educational show.
For both cards and for video taking. So this is my second shoot with the Crack Pack, and I noticed on the first I was a little quiet, so I'll probably be screaming on this one.
So we're going to be raising the volume of our voices.
I have voice modulation issues.
We're going to pick it up a little bit.
I also noticed next time maybe I'm going to wear some makeup. I look pretty plain on the camera.
I was going to say you look like a pasty ass right now. Like a Casper ass motherfucker. I just cursed on my own video and I'm okay with it. I told him not to curse and I couldn't help myself.
I know. I've been at the shore for 3 weeks so far, so that's pretty bad with all the tanning I've been doing. Okay, so we're talking grading. Like Henry said, the Crack Pack Daddy said.
The Crack Pack Daddy said.
I just got some cards back. I got some I was super stoked about. I did some PC. I did some of the real deal. So what we're looking for here, first I want to talk about what cards to get graded, because maybe you guys want to do this too. You want to do your top 5 superstars. Your Luka, LeBron, Steph, Giannis, and then probably Jokic. Are we talking that's the big 5?
Joker would be the big 5 trade-wise. Tatum we like a lot too right now, and Brown we like a lot right now, just because they're hot.
So superstars in your rare inserts or prisms, we're finding that it's worth getting those graded. They sell. And then next, your rookie cards, of course. But again, probably unless it's the big dogs like Wemby, you want the parallel in the rookie.
Totally, yeah. A step up is what you're looking for. At least one notch up off of base for everyone who isn't an absolute superstar or potential through the roof.
And then you want probably the big 4 collecting cards, which are the most, brands which are the most liquid, which would be Prism, Optic, Select, and then Donruss. So let's take a look at what we got here. So. Actually, before I even go there, then we got to talk about what we're looking for from the grading standpoint. We're looking for corners, we're looking for edges, we're looking for any nicks, dings, or prints on the card, but most importantly, we're looking for centering.
And that's why I brought him down here. He's got the eye.
And I have the eye because I spent at least $300 on non-centered cards on eBay, and it was a little bit devastating. And also know if your front is centered, your back may not be centered either.
You got to look at the caboose, because I tell you, I was not looking at the back end. I was all about the front, but there's a back, so
There's
we
a
gotta
back.
look at it.
I bought about like 4 Wembys, and they were like premium on the front. I'm like, your boy's the man. And then I looked at the back, and I'm like, your boys are losing. So let's see if we like all our criteria comes to play.
These
here.
were our close calls.
Close calls, but they didn't make it. Let's see if you got the eye for it as well. So Anthony Black, upcoming Magic on the Rookie, check. Optic, check. Insert parallel. We got the purple here, check. So like we think this is worth grading. If it gets a 10, you're probably. We always want to try to get over that $50 range because it costs about $15 to get a card graded. So at first, we look at the edges, looks good. The corners looking good. But what we saw here, and you might see it too, is look how thick that is over there on the right, and then that's the left actually, and then how it's a little bit narrow. So it's not exactly centered. If this was like a big time card where a 9 would fetch a price, we would consider it. And then even worse on the back, look at that, thin, fat.
Right, and when it came to rookies, we agreed that they have to have broken out already to take a risk on a card that looks like its ceiling is a 9. It's not worth it to get an Anthony Black 8 right now because no one's going to buy an 8 Anthony Black because the verdict's not out on him yet.
Exactly.
But we're both very high on him, but we're not ready to pull an 8 Anthony Black.
Maybe he breaks out in 2 years, they make a big deep playoff run, then that 9 could be worth it. So that goes in our maybe pile. Again, now we got Luka, one of the top 5, and a nice red cracked ice from Prism. So, okay, that meets the criteria. I'm looking at this card at first. Old Chef Rich would have been like, hey, man, this thing is a fire starter. We're going all the way. But, again, like...
Top to bottom,
you got to go. So, okay, left and right. What do we got here? Left, right. Oh, man, look at left, a lot more narrow. And you go top to bottom, you're looking thick,
thin.
So that's what you got to look for. That's not going to get better than a 9. Sorry, Mr. Luka, you're in the maybe
and
pile.
when we're grading these cards to start going to shows and start having something to sell, so that card will still be in a $7 box, a $5 box for me. It's not like I'm not going to sell it, but we're just not going to get it graded.
Exactly. It's not worth the $15. So this one, I was devastated because it's the color match too. As you guys know, color matches bring up the value of cards. If it's numbered, jersey number brings up the value of the cards. It's always people look to make a card a little bit more unique. This is a hot card. It looks really good on left and right. But again, if you're looking top and bottom, you can see kind of a thick margin there, kind of a narrow margin there.
And that one broke our hearts because we're both so high on the Rockets this year and Jalen Green.
I think the Rockets are going to make the playoffs this year. No doubt about it.
I think they're firmly out of the play-in tournament. That's how good I think they are in the West this year.
So we'll speed this up. We'll see how your eyes look on this stuff. But again, you can see like bang, thicker on the right. Sorry, Giannis. We go to Chet here.
This Chet killed me because I thought that was the prettiest card. I think we did soft corner on this Chet. We had what we had was colored from another card bleeding in on this.
Oh, yeah. Check this edge.
Something in the print there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. The print doesn't stop, or it stops early and it starts something else there.
Like a new card began on that card. So that one was devastating. Even though it was the base emergent, I thought that Chet just popped. I was like, the second I pulled that one, I was like, I'm getting it graded.
What stopped this?
The Sengun was thin, thick, I believe, on the sides.
Oh, dude, it's also on the top too. Because again, you're looking this right here versus like look how much black space is there, and it's tough. Like you look at these cards again, and you're like, this is a perfect card, but it's so slight. Again, on this one, you're gonna look at the top.
These Jalen Greens were close maybes on these orange flashes, and someday if he pops hard enough where a 9 wouldn't kill it, I will eventually go back and get these ones graded. But for now, the risk on a Jalen Green 8 does not outweigh the reward of a Jalen Green 9. And that's how we decided to look at it. But both of these were just a little bit thicky thin on the sides. Same with this Victor we got coming up.
I mean, these are just nice cards.
A sick card. We found something on the back of this one. Was that it?
I believe so. I'm thinking we were looking at, okay, so you can look for like whitening or like this corner.
Whitening on the corner. Yeah.
And the corners will really ding you. Like that would make it an 8. And already on the back, this is where I got really screwed up on optic was, I mean, this is a little thicker. Like one thing I didn't mention is that there's a little bit more leeway on the back. So on the front, you can have 60-40 centering. On the back, it could be 70-30. So I think this would pass. But yeah, the corner, that's a no-go, unfortunately. That's a shame. Here, you wanna get those fingers in here?
So we're gonna do a couple here, but Joel Embid, I think that one was a centering issue. Silver Hollow Embid and a cracked ice Jalen Brown. Cards I just absolutely adore, but we decided not to go with.
Yeah, these green prisms were hard to turn down.
These ones killed us because we're both, like we said, we're high on Anthony Black, but we had 3 in a row not go our way centering. So we let him go. Cason Wallace Hollow. This is, again, we agreed, a card that could 10, but it looked like it might 9, so we opted not to do it.
That was a top to bottom. Actually, I want to zoom in on this one because at first I was like, oh, dude, no brainer on this one because like the left and right centering were so good. The card is very clean. For those of you who don't know, like silver is the most coveted hollow in Prism, so it even fetches more than maybe even some like numbered or more rare parallels. So if you're collecting, like silver is what you want, and that's why we really like this. But it was just a little disappointing because if you look top to bottom, like,
and this one was a close one. We
we
thought about maybeing it anyway, but again, Cason Wallace hasn't proven himself enough where we're ready to take an 8 on him, so we opted out. The LeBron James, that was a centering as well, I believe.
Yeah, left to right. No, top to bottom.
And then the rest of those were the Anthony Blacks and the Embiids. We opted out. Now these 3 were the painful ones. This Luka Silver Hollow Crunch Time had soft corners, so we opted not to go with it.
Can't do it.
LeBron James Hollow, this one killed me. I think this is the prettiest freaking card.
These like will go for $100.
And I know the one behind it's even killing. This is like these ones.
It's a sexy card.
This is a really sexy card to the point where I still want to send it in, but it's probably a 9 because of the thin here, thick there. You can see it so clearly. As soon as you came down and said it, I could see it. I loved the card so much I was kind of ignoring it.
Both sexy cards.
Both really sexy cards.
And you talk a lot about your younger 8th grade self. Do you think he would have been happy if you were calling cards sexy at this age? Is that where you thought you were going?
I thought they were sexy then. I think they're sexy now.
We're consistent then.
Now let's get to the ones we've decided to send in.
We got some boys.
So I'll do the first stack here. Holiday, we literally just pulled this card 10 seconds ago. You will have seen that video on Monday.
Watch the video.
Watch the video. It'll be linked on the back. It was our first collab rip. Green Dominance, he's the man of the hour right now, playing on Team USA, just got super paid. We hit another pink Sengun. There's a bunch in this stack already.
Yeah, we got to get all the Senguns
We hit
together.
a base Cade, but it was so clean, we said, let's send it in, even though we're not big on base. And I had a base Paolo. Chef Rich convinced me to send in as well, just because we're so high on him, and I think the people are out on how good he is.
I think you got to do the base on the superstars.
Yeah.
Because they do have a high ceiling. If you talk about your big superstars right now, Ant Edwards, Victor, I mean, those base are 150. I know you said Zion was 150 in his heyday.
Yeah. And the thing about Paolo is people know he's about to pop. If the Magic pop this year, I think his rookie will be this year's Ant. And you want it graded before he pops so you can sell it right away.
And actually, you know what? We talk a lot about popping and like what does that mean? So I think it's a couple things. Obviously they have a great year statistically. Totally. Like they look like a superstar, but it actually has a lot to do with the team winning, making playoff runs, like getting more exposure. Like you can see how the playoff teams this past year, those are the players that started to pop.
We basketball super fans who talk about basketball all year, play fantasy basketball, think about it, knew how good Anthony Edwards is. The reason Anthony Edwards' rookie card exploded was because the rest of the world finally got to see how good Anthony Edwards was this year, because he was playing on the national stage. And in a small market team like where he plays, the reason his rookie popped is because everyone could see him, and that's what we were looking for. And we think Paolo has that potential. Tatum, Silver, Deep Space, really nice card.
Really nice card.
This one was from a poll 2 weeks ago. A lot of input on this one for people in the comments. This one, there's only 60 10s in the world right now from PSA. You can check the pop count because it is centered so weird naturally, but that's the way the card looks. So it might be a 9, but 9's kind of the ceiling there. There's the big Maxey card we hit 2 rips ago.
When you say pop, I actually didn't know what pop meant. I literally thought that it meant like the card really popped out of the page.
Yeah, the pop from...
The population.
Pop is population.
Like how many grade 10s are there?
Sometimes I use pop 2 different ways. How many grade 10s there are, and is this player about to pop? Just infer through context. This Maxey, a little thicker here, a little thinner here, but with that on-car auto, I'll take it at a 9 all day. We think this Ant is clean. We think this Anthony Black was clean. We think this Anthony Black was clean. We were very high on this turbocharged Jalen Green, so not all the Jalen Greens let us down. Silver Hollow Hood and a purple Cam Whitmore. All right. Want to take us through your stack right there?
Yeah, and I think our big value cards here, like we talked about Ant, so I think it'd be fun to talk about some potential values here. I think that Ant is going to be maybe, if that's a 10, that's a $150 card. At one point, it was almost $300 when it, like that the 2-week period, that's what we're talking about, when things like, he got one comparison to Michael Jordan, and people were all over it. Okay, we got a Franz here. This was looking really sweet. So this is probably a $50 card in a 10. Do you want me to talk values on these? Do you like values?
You can throw values on there. You can do anything you want here. It's a free-form video. Most people have clicked off by now. It's just us watching.
We're just hanging out. At this point, it's just two buddies looking at cards. We got a nice instant impact of Jalen Green on the silver hollow. That's a sweet card. It looks really good. Okay, I love the greens. The greens.
We have a soft spot for these greens, so we really love both these cards.
You typically get these in the value packs. They're a little bit more valuable than the ices, I believe. Not as valuable as the silvers. People are big on AirPods. I am too. He's looking like a great player, and that's just a great looking card. And we haven't really looked at the back of these, but you could just see centered up, really nice on the back. Another really nice green here. Cason might have let us down on the silver, but he did not on the green. I think he could be a starter this year, especially after moving on from Mr. Josh Giddey. My personal favorite parallel, the red, white, and blue. Tatum looking like a just domino. Yeah, he's looking like a domino in this.
Some players just look hot with the red, white, and blue, and Tatum is one of them. So I like that card a lot.
Yeah, that's a sweet card. We didn't know about the centering on this one, but we didn't care.
Yeah, we compared to a bunch of dominants, and all three dominants we look at were centered differently. Like, this is a color match Giannis. Let's go for it. So we're sending that one in. It's a little bit of Hail Mary on that one, but we liked it.
But when you got the green on the green...
And while you're going through this, kind of my thought process on what I want in a card show to sell these cards. Because I'm not going to put them online. I want people to come meet. We want to meet people in the local community. Is what cards do we think are cool? Do we think people will stop and look at? And these are the cards we stop and look at. So Embid cracked dice, Tatum cracked dice, silver hollows. Even if they are rookies who haven't broken out yet, there's potential. Let's get them graded now. Let's see if people want to take a chance on them. So that was our thought process there.
And honestly, I was talking to a bunch of guys in the shops about like what, why grade this or that. And I noticed that they actually said like people aren't even, because grading is becoming so prevalent, people actually don't even want to buy the raw cards. And I sympathize because I have purchased raw cards, as I mentioned, and just have gotten completely, I don't want to, I'll say screwed. Yeah, I just, you waste money.
Boned. Had his guts rearranged.
Yeah.
And this one's numbered, by the way. I got that in a Sengun lot. It wasn't even mentioned. I bought the whole lot for $40, but this one was already price tagged at $25, so I was pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, that one looks good. This is a player I'm hiring.
We're both so high on Keyonte, George. We talk about it all the time. We had a lot of Keyontes not make even the cut to get the grading sleeve just because they weren't in the best condition, but we like him.
He was dropping 30 in a couple games by the end of the year, and if they end up trading away Laurie, I think he could even have a bigger season. Obviously, Lively made it to the chip this year. Court Kings are beautiful. You really sold me on these.
My favorite set, and when we hit 500, I've already decided because Court King is my favorite, and we haven't got to 400 yet. I'm already jumping ahead. I buy a special box. We will be ripping Court King for the first time on the channel. The only time I've ever ripped it is off the channel, but it is my favorite set this year.
Dude, look at that face on Brunt. Dude,
that's such a sick card.
This is my dude.
We're in the New York area, so there's a couple Nets and Knicks cards in here just because I think they might trade well at the shows.
Oh, this boy's clean. Yeah, this was a perfectly centered Thompson on the red, white, and blue.
We both agreed if that one's not a 10, we'd have no idea what we're doing. But we don't have any idea what we're doing, and you should never listen to us or take advice from us.
Don't you dare.
This is the dumbest video you'll watch on the internet today, and it's the internet.
We're closing in on 20 minutes, and...
You're not here anymore is what I'm saying. It's just us talking.
This Wemby's Core Kings, this could be a nice 3-figure card out of 10, and it's looking like a 10. All right, don't worry. We only got a couple more here, and we're coming up on Wemby's.
That's a hollow instant impact and a hollow global reach. I see you coming up in your hand. Ooh. And then the first big hit in our very first video on this channel. I'm almost afraid to give this one up. I love this card so much. It was sitting on my desk for 20 video rips.
Look at
the cracked pink ice. I got that in my very first video. It was a really special moment for me.
And he's centered up.
But I'll be happy to let it go if it gets a 10 or even a 9 to keep funding the channel, because that's what these cards do.
No 9s here. This is a 10.
All
this
10s all the time.
All 10s all the time. Yeah,
right.
That's a nice card.
Let me do a stack here. Let me show you how it's done.
Oh, yes. You thought we were done? We got more.
We got so many, because we're sending in almost 100 cards. It's 100 cards for my first PSA submission.
What kind of ding would that set you back on the old paycheck?
I don't want to think about it, and most certainly nobody, and I mean nobody, tell my wife what it costs to grade a card.
As far as
if she asks, it's
$1.
free. It's a thing they do for charity. Do not, hey, don't tell her. Don't tell her.
Don't you comment.
Don't tell her. Don't say it out loud. Wembanyama, base select, really nice card. And Anthony, it doesn't say the rookie card here, but this is
Anthony.
Mr. Ant Anthony. That's a rookie card from Mosaic. We thought it was pretty clean, so we sent it in. Another Ant here from Donruss.
Hyper clean.
Optic.
Hyper clean.
Numbered Thompson. I believe that's numbered to 175. That was a really fun hit on a blaster I did a while back. Another clean Ant. This one we agree just looks so hot. It's a head turner. These next four I think might just be cards we like. So head turner, absolute showstopper of card. I don't know why we both love that card so much.
You brought up last video about being attracted to Jimmy Butler. I think this is the card that shows.
I might be, yeah. We can let me know which player you're most sexually attracted to as they come up. And is it Scottie Barnes?
No, right now, and it's not the Scoba.
Winner stays. People tell me the Kawhi Leonard is not very sellable, but I think the Toronto.
You don't care because you just want to spend more money to get a grade.
Something about that card being on the Raptors championship team. I was like, let's do it. And here's one of our many Senguns that are going to come up.
Sengies, yeah, we got a lot of them.
And Paolo Banchero, rookie, my house. Ausar Thompson, rookie on the tricolor.
The hits continue.
Ausar on the purple. That was in the maybe pile. We let it lead 10. We thought it might get a 10. And another pink Sengun to match the one we just pulled in our last video.
Man. Yeah, we're really hoping for a Rockets playoff run because, that could double or triple those.
Yeah, and actually the finale card we're going to show you is a possible grade, and that's the one we need your input from on the comments.
All right, now we're just like, why are we getting any of these cards? We had like
Kobe
just lighting
money
on
LA
fire.
Kobe, he came up right away. There's so many pages on LA Kobe. That must be the guy they were talking about. But it was a courtside. I thought it was a nice card. I think, why not get it graded now while there's potential before 5 years from now when it's a $0 card?
Graded 10 is worth $5, so why not lose money on the grading process?
Yeah, we're a bunch of you're looking at a bunch of financial geniuses.
Brandon Miller.
We decided to grade one Brandon Miller base just to have it in the tank.
He could be possible superstar.
And even though not pictured here, I might have Chef Rich look at my Wembys after this, and we might grade one base Wemby after this.
I will not look at your Wemby camera.
Have you looked at enough cards yet today, Chef Rich?
No.
Hey, why don't you? I bought him lunch for looking at all these cards, so he's getting paid.
And looking at his Wemby is not code for anything. Another Sengun possible 10. This guy is drowning in Senguns. He's like the Trey Man of Senguns.
If Sengun snaps his ankle on game 1 of this year, I am out $1 zillion. Purple one, we really like that card. We looked at this one for a while, but it was a good looking card.
Ooh.
Another one.
I don't know what this is called. Hyper?
If anyone knows what that one's called, let us know.
Give us a ring.
Yeah, call us. There's also a comment section below and a sub button you could hit.
Now, this is the other thing. Now he has cards that should get graded, and he didn't want to get graded.
I didn't want to get this one graded. He says it looks great, but I knew from talking to people that black cards are tough to grade, that they don't grade well. But it looked perfect, so we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna take a spin on it.
Black cards matter too.
Yeah, black cards matter. Jesus Christ. And the channel's canceled. Ausar Thompson on the silver emergent.
We like the emergent.
We like that too. It's the step up, so that's why that one stayed in the pile. The green Sengun, really pretty.
We need a separate pile for Sengun because I want to flash those at the end.
Yeah, we should. This is my favorite card of the whole stack. I don't know why.
The whole stack. He doesn't know why. He's gonna get it graded, but he doesn't know why.
It's just so pretty, right? It's like a head turner. So if you have that in a hard top case, grade 10, I think people will stop at your table. Yeah. Maybe I'm the biggest sucker who's ever lived. I've also never been to a show live. I'm just making assumptions. But I think it's a cool card.
Yeah,
a really cool card.
There we go. Okay, Scoop.
I love how we gave so much professional grading advice at the beginning. It's like, and by the way, we got no idea what you're doing.
This guy's name sounds like a wiener. I don't know. If there's one rookie I'm out on, it's Scoot. I had him on my fantasy team. I watched him in every game last year, and I'm like, this player is horrible. I'm not a scout, but I am definitely worried about his career. So I'm on the sell train with him.
The reason I'm getting so many of the Thompson brothers and Scoot and Kobe Brown and Podziemski graded now is as much as I like these players is because there's value to them right now because they have potential, but in a couple years they might be skunked. They're not guaranteed players, especially Scoot after that rough freshman start. But we loved Scoot last year going in, so we're not going to just ride him off. A base Banchero, a base Maxey. We were iffy if we should do this one, but we're in the New Jersey area and Philly cards trade really well, so let's give it a try. Yeah, these ones were iffy. I bought that online. I bought 2 mosaics online, but we liked them enough.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Other mosaic.
There's the Alpern
Sengi. Actually brought up a good point again about like if they're going to become superstars or not. Now we're going back to serious investing advice. When it comes to long term, like I was just looking at a site on like top most trending cards on eBay or like most hits, most viewed, and it's always Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. It really, at the end of the day, if you're playing the long game, it just matters if you're a superstar. So, like, if you got these guys on the fringes like Thompson or Scoot and you think they got some traction right now, yeah, take your money and run.
Take your money and run. So that's why we're getting those ones graded today. I do have rookies, like I have a ton of Brandon Millers, ton of Wembys, especially the Brandon Millers and Bancheros.
Am I whispering again? I feel like I was whispering.
No, the mic's right there. You're doing great. Let Chef Rich know if he's whispering.
Thanks, man.
And let Chef Rich people know if Chef Rich sucks. That's what we did in the last video. And if you think he sucks, I think he sucks.
I think I should have put more makeup on. I look too plain.
Luka Hollow. Everything Luka sells so much. This is a Kawhi courtside disco numbered to 75. I thought that was a pretty nice
literally as the crack pack daddy shows me the cards, he's like, so I know that Kawhi cards don't sell right now. I'm like, then why are you?
And I'm grading 2 of them.
Ooh, another Luka potential color match depending on the jersey he wears. I love this card.
This card, we both love it. And it's actually in a grade 10. The last 2 sold were over $100. Giannis hyped. I think hyped is a extinct parallel. Let me know if you see it. I know sometimes parallels jump around to other sets, so it might be in Mosaic coming out in a couple weeks or something like that.
Another Giannis collar match.
We're Giannis people, so we had no problem getting the Giannis's graded.
Almost approaching 30 minutes here.
It's a long video.
Unreal video.
Throw it on your lunch break. We probably should have said that at the beginning. You're long gone. You're long gone.
You're here. If Pac-Man could do it, we can.
Yeah. We're just like the next Pac-Man.
we're Pac-Men.
This is a card I actually can't find much about, so I thought the best way to find out what it was is just get it graded. I know. Here's the Jalen Hood section.
I don't even think this guy saw a minute of playing time last year.
That's a numbered rookie. It's one of 2 Jalen Hoods in the stack we're getting looked at.
Here we go. Orange Flash.
Ausar Thompson on the Orange Flash. That's a pretty card.
You think either of the Thompsons can do it?
I think both the Thompsons can do it. I don't know if either of them... They're not locks. Neither of those... They're either going to be guys that play really long careers, that average 20 points a game, that play roles and are on good teams. We both love that card so much. I pulled that and in a short series we were doing. I couldn't believe what a hit. But they could also bottom out the other way. They're 50-50 players, so why not get them graded now and see if we can't ship them now so I don't have to take the risk long term. Silver dominance on Zion. That's the only Zion card in the stack.
Yeah,
but
he needs a comeback season.
He's a personal favorite of mine. I thought he looked good at the end of last year with the weight loss.
I think Cam Whitmore could also do something with the Rockets. He was the Summer League MVP last year. He looked just explosive this year. Yes, we've been watching Summer League.
We watch more.
Really
we're watching more Summer League than real baseball this year, me and Chef Rich. We are obsessed with the NBA right now.
Oh, and the color match.
I like both those cards.
Dude, this guy can jump through the roof, so maybe his prices will too.
God, this is the worst video in the history of YouTube. And that's YouTube we're talking about.
Dude, I know. That's a lot of videos we're competing with that. This is like the Jaws 4 videos. All right. Ausar. I have yet to pull an Ausar in Prism. That's with a lot of Prism pulls.
That's almost impossible.
I know. All my cards go to Trey Man.
That's a numbered blue laser to 49 Kyrie. At the beginning of the season, that card was $5, and it's already jumped up to $20 because of the playoff run. So why not get it graded down?
Yeah, I like that card a whole lot. So Cam Thomas, I actually think could be a great investment right now. He's in a New York-based team where people, like in New York, like to spend lots of money. I was actually surprised by how much his rookie cards fetch. And I think without Mikal Bridges there, this guy is going to score like 40 points a game. Okay, you're definitely not in this video anymore, but this is real investing advice. In basketball, only invest in offensive output. That's what people care about. They care about points and flash. If they're a great defensive player, it doesn't matter. It's like in football. If they're not a quarterback, they're not worth anything. It doesn't even matter if they're the best wide receiver ever. It's just like quarterback or bust, and in this, it's offense or bust.
Jaime Jaquez Jr., Triple J.
That was good advice to come at minute 29.
Yeah, minute 29. We should restart this video now. We're sounding smarter and just start it over. Also without the AC blasting for the first 10 minutes and killing the sound. So hopefully we didn't kill you there. I'm going to name this video An Idiot's Guide to Grading and Investing, because that's what this is. Two beautiful idiots. And we are beautiful.
It's no doubt about it. Just like this man, Captain Morgan himself.
Pretty cards, though, man.
Yeah.
We both are a sucker for the Donruss green laser. The reason we both rip so much Donruss is to chase those lasers.
Dude, and I do love Triple J. Like, another marketable thing, like, he's already in commercials. Like, people recognize his face. Like,
totally.
The more famous, the better.
Chet and SGA are getting commercials, and shoes. Maxey's in the face of New Balance. These are things that matter when you're looking at players' long-term longevity and cards and things being valuable.
We got a nice purple My House.
That one we were 50-50 on. We compared it to numerous other My Houses and decided it was center well.
Is this what we're ending on here?
This is the last one.
I actually just got this back in a 10, and Daddy was excited.
Yeah, that's a absolute. I'm actually Daddy when we do the Crackback Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
You could be the Crackback
chef.
Mommy.
The chef.
And then all right, we're not necessarily sending this in. We know that
he's sending it in.
That patch cards sometimes don't grade well. But I did buy this middle of the season last year when I was high on these guys, but I was going for what I think is a steal. And let us know, would you get this graded or just sell it as is? I'm not going to send it in the first wave here with these ones, but I could send it in next time. So let me know in the comments, would you get this mem graded? Do you think it's a good idea? Should I wait till they pop a little bit more? Let us know.
If the Rockets have a bad season, you are underwater.
Yeah, if the Rockets are terrible and the Thompsons are bad, Jalen Green's bad, and Sengun, I am destitute. I will be broke forever.
At least you got that Kobe Brown grade.
But this actually, if you did make it this far, and I know the PSA fans will have made it this far, because I know that's kind of like a niche here. A, let us know if you noticed anything in the cards we shouldn't send them in. B, let us know if you think this card will not sell and why you know it won't sell. And C, anything you think we should. If you've seen something on the channel before, go back, pull out of the case, and say, get that graded. Let us know. Because the goal here is to take these cards and have something to show people, have display cases at shows, meet people, promote the channel, shake hands, do giveaways there, and just get out in our community and meet people. Because like we've said before, the reason we open on tape is because this is a lonely hobby without interaction and people like this. This will make it more personal to us. So I'm willing to take the risk, I'm not going to say the number out loud in case my wife ever watches this video, on getting almost 100 cards graded and just go from there. But I'm pumped. Any other final notes there?
Yeah, I think the Black Keys said it best when they said he's a lonely boy.
Hopefully you stayed for the whole 32 minutes. If you did, give yourself a pat on the back, slam like, leave a comment, hit sub. I've been the Crackback Daddy.
I've been Chef Rich.
You've all been wonderful. Good luck and ball night.